I just built this 200 horsepower Yamaha Banshee for my sister, and here's why.
This is the craziest thing I've ever ridden.
This all started when a subscriber reached out to me about an $800 running Hayabusa, and you already know I can't say no to things like that. And combine that with my hood Banshee that I bought for my little sister, and suddenly we've got a match made in heaven. Now with some very unique challenges along the way, crazy emotional roller coasters. I think we got a hole in the piston. Hi guys, moment of truth. So the question is, can I actually pull it off, or did I create the sketchiest build yet? I guess you guys will have to find out.
What are you doing with my Banshee?
It's for the better. It's for the better. Look, I'm gonna swap it.
What, are you gonna put a Hayabusa in there?
Exactly. It's 150 horsepower. Are you gonna handle it?
Why did it stop?
Because you need more speed. And we have matching quads now, so me and my friends can cruise on the street in street legal quads. Hayabusa Raptor, Hayabusa Banshee. So we're gonna get to it. We got Bailey supervising with my Banshee. These are the... Okay. I heard your friends have Teslas, so we want to make sure you have something fast that could gap a Tesla.
But I don't want a Tesla.
Well, I'm saying something fast.
I know, but I want an M3.
Yeah. She wants an M3, guys. If someone wants to sponsor an M3 BMW,
Competition.
you'd probably sell her soul for an M3.
No, I wouldn't.
There we go.
Finally.
Back up. There's one. Here we go. Okay. Lightly used exhaust, $350. I'm turning this $4,000 Banshee into a $0 paperweight by doing this. No? What? I thought it was gonna fall. There we go. Well, it still doesn't fall out. That is not how you take a Banshee engine out, but I don't care. Oh, ew, that was nasty.
Ew, that is nasty. Ew, bro.
Smell of burning rubber and antifreeze.
Is this what vapes taste like?
There we go.
Oh my gosh.
Woo! We got it. I will see you guys tomorrow. We're gonna mock the Hayabusa up in there. The swap should be pretty easy because I've done this like 3 or 4 times before. So it should only take me like 2 or 3 days. So with the Banshee engine out, our job is to clean up this frame, cut off all this old tubing, and prepare a nice, seamless transition to have some new tubing connecting the frame. And so after 30 minutes of grinding, we got it looking really nice and fresh, perfect placement for our new tubes. And with our mock-up Hayabusa in there, I was a little bit disappointed in the lack of space. It's looking like we're gonna have to cut the top bars, but we can't just cut the top bars or else the frame is never going to be aligned perfectly. So we're going to build some bottom bars first, mount the engine, and then we can go ahead and cut the top bars. Now I got these beefy 3/8 stick tabs from Send Cut Send, so we can go ahead and get that bottom engine mount done, and that'll let us rock the engine back. because right now the engine has a little bit too much lean angle and oil starvation could be possible. My 110 volt welder was struggling to weld those in, but I got them welded in and I got this perfectly bent tube. Now what I'm learning firsthand from my mistakes on my previous Hayabusa swapped Raptor is I didn't leave enough room for the headers. So with this Banshee frame, it's huge and there's plenty of room here for activities. And if a future buyer decides to slap a turbo on here, that's going to be totally possible. And I even thought of stamping the VIN on this tube before I weld it in, which is going to foreshadow what I plan to do with this machine. So now with this bottom bar in, it should be enough to hold this Banshee frame together, keep it from moving. And now we can go ahead and cut the top bars off, but it's not going to be so easy because we have to make it look seamless as if it was original from factory.
So I'm actually surprised it didn't move at all.
So I got these new tubes bent up and it's a perfect rosette joint. It splices in perfectly into the stock frame. It almost looks like it's OEM factory. So I checked the plastics do clear everything fits. And I even left the stock seat bracket so that the stock seat latches and lines up perfectly. And there's plenty of room now in this frame. If a future buyer decides to turbo it, there's plenty of room there for an intake plenum.
Wow, dude. I didn't even plan that, and the seat like fits perfectly.
Dang, this is heavy, dude. We're shaving a lot of weight.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, that's good.
Over the past 7 years of running this YouTube channel, there's been a lot of financial stress for me, especially when I ran into the house. And maybe you find yourself in the same situation. You're just financially burdened, lots of stress, can't pay off your loans. Well, PDS Debt is here to help. They've got personalized solutions for your debt, whether it's medical debt, credit card, personal loans, or collections. There's no minimum credit score required. They're here to save you money, to put it back in your pockets where it belongs, and to help you pay off your debts fast. PDS Debt is A+ rated by Better Business Bureau, has thousands of 5-star reviews, and has helped hundreds of thousands of people get out of their debt. So now for any future financial stress to come, I know that PDS Debt has my back. So don't wait until debt forces you off the road. You're 30 seconds away from becoming debt-free. Get your free assessment now and find your best option at pdsdebt.com/Vasily. That's pdsdebt.com/Vasily. It'll be the first link in the description. Check it out.
Alright, so this is the running motor. And we've got the throttle bodies in here, so that'll give me a good gauge as to how much we can lift the motor up. But clearance-wise, it's looking amazing. That's a little bit too low. So I think that right there would be good. And it looks like all the air filters clear, which is amazing. I'll probably give it just a little bit more, like that. Yeah, that right there should be good.
I got these two tabs there for this top mount. That's gonna go in there like that. Piece of handlebar in this part of the frame here. So I got this piece of tubing here that is going to slide over that, and boom, literally looks like an extension of the factory frame. We'll put in a gusset here. So I put a little tube disconnect here because this engine will have to be hinged out of the way to make it easier to remove.
All right, moment of truth. Okay.
All right, so as for this side, we got this 1/2-inch little tab here. Then the bar goes to this tube disconnect here. We're gonna go ahead and weld that. So with this bottom frame rail section welded, I need somewhere to put my feet. I just reused my old Alba Racing rear sets, but permanently welded the tubes instead of having them bolt on. And as you can see, these things are really sturdy. I can put my whole weight down on them, so it turned out really nice. And now we're going to connect the bottom frame rail to the engine mount, really tie it in, make it nice and strong. Additionally, I added a gusset there to keep the frame from flexing, because, you know, I want to jump this quad. I want the frame to be strong. I don't want it to move. So we also mirrored it the same exact way on the other side and got the other rear set welded. So this is the Hayabusa Banshee's first time outside, and it looks amazing. So what I've done here is flipped it over to weld all the underneath to make sure it's nice and strong and can support fully the 200 pounds of Hayabusa glory. So with big power comes big brakes. These are billet 6-piston, the most powerful Banshee brakes you can buy, and they're pretty affordable too. I will happily pay full price for them. I bought a set for my crosskart, my Gixxer 600 crosskart. That thing weighs 700 pounds and they stop it perfectly fine. And I also have these on my Hayabusa Raptor, stop amazing. And now these are their slightly upgraded version 2 calipers. I will have these linked down in the description. They are from Pro Run Concepts in France. If you buy these off their website, they're pretty affordable. So let's go ahead and install them. Oh, whoa. That is straight up water. Wow, those are bad, dude. Yeah, it's just straight up water. So with the first generation, I actually noticed they didn't have these springs here to separate the brake pads so that you get less drag, less friction, which makes these the perfect brakes for drag racing as well. I mean, street, drag racing, everything. So yeah, I can see the compound, the way that they're designed, and the springs are a lot different from version 1. But they should be a direct bolt-on. Wow. So beautiful, dude. So beautiful. So if you have a fast Banshee or a YFZ or a fast Raptor, or if you just like to bling your quad out, make sure to check out these 6-piston brakes. There's nothing like this out there on the market, and they're pretty affordable if you buy them from their site. I have a link down in the description. So it's time to build a fuel tank. Now the Banshee frame is pretty big, so there's a lot of space, but the geometry is kind of weird. I cut out this piece for the top, and I found this random piece in my scrap pile, which just fits perfectly. But these curved bars of the subframe are going to make it really hard to fabricate the gas tank and add way too much complexity. So I just went ahead and cut these curved bars out and replaced them with some straight bars. And maybe you're thinking, man, at this point, is it even a Banshee anymore? Yes, this is still a Banshee. It's still a Banshee. So the plus side with doing all this is we're going to have a pretty large gas tank, 4 to 5 gallons, whereas my Raptor 700 was only 2 gallons. And in my testing, anytime I cruise on the street, I get about 30 minutes of ride time for 1 gallon of gas. Dang, dude, that fits really good. Small problem, I think I made the gas tank way too big. So I had to cut off the shock reservoir to generate more space for the gas tank, and to my surprise, it was not pressurized, which goes to show you how clapped out this Banshee was. So I'm really happy with the gas tank clearance. I am going to shrink it down a little bit, but in the meantime, I installed this Raptor 660 shock, which is an inch taller, and it has a remote reservoir, and it's stiffer. So win-win. We're going to have more space for the gas tank. I got this bottom flange welded on, test fitted. Everything looks good. I'm happy. We got a package here for the Hayabusa Banshee from JLC CNC. Let me go ahead and open it up. Woo! Look at these things, man. If you don't know what these are fuel flanges that I weld onto the bottom of the gas tank to capture the fuel pump. So I actually got 3 of them. And if you take a look at the quality,
Man, super nice. Got a recessed groove here for the O-ring. Now, the moment of truth is, did I design him right? Wow, okay. So, all the bolt holes line up, as you can see there. So we're gonna go ahead and weld this flange into the gas tank, and it should allow for a really nice, clean look. Guys, this JLC CNC part welded amazing. All the bolt holes line up. I am super stoked and happy with the quality. So if you need CNC machining, check out the first link in the description. You can get started for as little as $1 and get up to $123 off coupon using my code Vasily. So that's going to be the first link in the description. Huge thanks to JLC CNC.
So now I'm going to install this billet flange to adapt our Hayabusa pump. And I actually fit the stock fuel gauge sender in there, so it'll tell us what the fuel level is, which I think is pretty neat. I'm really happy overall with how the gas tank turned out. It is going to be a little bit on the big side and maybe a tad bit on the ugly side, but it's function over form, or however that saying goes. So I got that gas tank fully welded, and now it's time to mount it. Now every once in a while I make a silly mistake like this.
Bro, come on, man. Frick.
It's like, how in the world am I gonna get the gas tank out with that top bracket? Sometimes I just don't really think it through. I've been doing this for 8 going on 9 years, and stuff like this still happens. So we tacked in some new mounts that are gonna go into the grab bar, and this gas tank is already pretty well secured. It fits in the frame very nicely. So we'll do one more mount at the bottom, and that should be everything we need to mount the gas tank. Here, as a bonus, I decided to mount the Hayabusa dash and weld the tabs straight to the handlebars, and I checked it. It looks clean. I really like it. And now it's time to redo the entire front suspension. The shocks are bent, the A-arms are bent, all the bushings are shot. Actually, the owner never even installed the bushings. So here is the old side. You can see the previous owner did not install any of the bushings, and the tie rods were shot, the ball joints were shot, everything was shot. The shock was shot. And here is the new A-arms. Well, they're both actually Chinese, but with the fresh bushings, it makes so much more difference. Really nice and solid. And we got this shock here. Actually, Grindhard Plumbing gave me these shocks off a snowmobile, so they're way lighter, 3/4 of an inch shorter, which is unfortunate, but they're stiffer, so it should give us a higher ride height. So I got both the control arms installed, and here's the moment of truth. Will they handle my weight? And yeah, overall, this is just a huge improvement over what was there before. I mean, night and day. It looks like there's just a perfect hole for our turn signals to go into, right there on the shock tower. Guys, this was the brake pads. I pulled off this caliper. I mean, look at that. That's how you get your money's worth. It's time to see if this Hayabusa engine runs. And the guy told me it runs fine. It just had a bog, and I believed him. But we're gonna see. We're gonna find out. Does this thing run, or did we get scammed? I got everything plugged in, so... Wait, what? Why didn't the fuel pump just prime? What? Alright, take 2. It's the next day. I had a bunch of issues with my wiring, but I got it all sorted, so... Let's see if this thing starts. Okay, that sounds bad. I don't know if that's... It sounds like it's either down on compression or the starter's bad. I'm hoping the starter's bad, so let me fix the starter real quick.
Well guys, it looks like I might have got scammed. I just replaced the starter and it's making that same exact noise, even worse. So either it's down a hole, valve's bent, or the timing's off. I'm hoping, because the dude said he had it apart, so I'm hoping the timing and skip timing or something. So I'm gonna pull the cover off, verify that the timing is spot on, and hopefully that's the problem. I'm looking and there is a hole in the piston right there. There is a hole in the piston. Man, I knew this was kind of too good to be true. Dang. Well, I guess we're gonna have to order a head gasket, pull this block apart. Yeah, that kind of sucks. I was wondering why it was having irregular starting, but that makes sense, dude. That makes a lot more sense.
Well, with this unexpected little find, I was really quick to tear the head apart because I had a set of extra pistons laying around. But what I failed to do was actually do a compression test and actually inspect the valve timing. So I got the head off here, and to my surprise, it was a false alarm, guys. It was a false alarm. Well, there was actually no hole. There were just these markings on the piston. I don't know if that's valve contact or what, but yeah, no hole. If we just blow a little bit of air through here, just a little bit. Oh, it's not even hooked up. So yeah, I mean, this one's more or less good. I mean, they're okay-ish. Well, we found a little surprise in the motor. It's been built. As the previous owner says, it has dual valve springs, which is nice. So Schnitz Racing overnighted me a head gasket and the stainless valves. Now, I'm checking the valves and they're all good except for this one valve. Usually on the motors that I would pull, there'd be a lot more scoring on the journals than this. And same thing with the cam caps. Now obviously this doesn't tell the whole picture, but it's looking pretty good. So the one valve that was leaking, I decided to pull it using this homemade little sleeve, and I went ahead and lapped it. It could have just been excess carbon buildup, I don't know, but everything looked good. For the fact that this motor only has 26,000 miles, I'd say it's in pretty healthy shape. So I got the head back on, got the Cometic gasket. Huge shout out to Schnitz Racing for overnighting those. So we got the head all installed and torqued down. Moral of the story is don't jump to conclusions. Do a thorough analysis, diagnosis first. I did not need to pull the head off. I could have just left it how it was. It was perfectly fine. The piston did not have a hole in it, but I don't know. I should have did a compression test first before I pulled the head. But I figured, I thought there was legit a hole in the block. Now, the reason why it was cranking over really funny is because of the heavy duty valve springs. It's more load on the engine to start. And when I replaced the green starter to a blue starter, the blue starter is older and weaker. That makes sense. That's why it was struggling. So all we needed is just more voltage to the starter and maybe a set of new fuel injectors, and the thing would have fired right up. So I spent about a day's worth of work tearing this thing apart, putting it back together, a couple $100 on parts for no reason. Lesson learned. But hey, at least when I go to build an actual Hayabusa, I know what not to do. Well, I replaced the timing chain. This one was stretched and the timing was also off, I think. So if you take a look at the witness mark right there, and then 3 and 2, Man, what an emotional roller coaster. But hey, that got me an opportunity to clean the carbon off the valves and the combustion chamber and off the pistons and really clean the engine up. So it wasn't for nothing.
All right, guys, fingers crossed. Take two. Let's go! What? It's got the cantaloupe!
Bro, this thing has some crazy camlope in it. Bro.
So I fixed your quad.
Looks
Well-
good. Finally. I've been wanting to ride.
This is like 100 more horsepower. Actually 120, actually 150 more horsepower than what was on it before. So,
I like it like that.
nah, so, I mean, look, I can just unplug the two plugs and have her ride it, but I gotta do the test drive. No riding for you today.
But this is mine. Bro's using me for class.
And, don't touch this at all.
This thing is amazing. It's amazing. It's got, I don't know, it's so much more different than my Raptor 700. This thing is loud, but so much fun. It's something different about this thing than my Hayabusa Raptor. The wheelbase is 8 inches shorter, so it picks up no problem. The gearing is really peppy. I mean, dude, it's so amazing. And I think it's even got, it feels more plush than the Raptor 700. And dude, I'm super happy with it. The dash is a nice touch. This billet throttle, all the plastics actually line up a lot better than I thought, than I expected. And I think I'm just gonna get a forged carbon fiber piece for this. I think I'm gonna keep this swing arm. This is a -2. That being said, that's gonna be a wrap for this video. I gotta put it up. My heart is racing. If you like this video, check out the video I did with John. I raced my Hayabusa Raptor with this 521 Banshee up here. Or you can check out my Hayabusa Swap City car here. That being said, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Stay tuned. Peace and God bless.